Okay,
Alan's
so
such a good sis. That's so sweet of her.
What does she call?
She's just like, how you doing? I know you want to be with Beck. She's like giving me support because I'm not with Becky. She's like, are you okay? I know how much you want to be there. And I'm just like, I want to be there so bad. I was like, you get me. You get me.
Here we are on a very special Thanksgiving / my birthday themed episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. And, well, let's just say we started this episode and now have to retape it because my sisters presented me with... This will be like for the ultimate fans one day, is to hear the recording of me receiving my birthday gift, which was a song my sisters wrote and collaborated with the great friend of ours, friend of the podcast, amazing musician Rachel Levitin, on finishing, and sent me this beautiful song called Where We Begin, which is a beautiful song that captures so many great things about growing up, all of us together. There's a lot of deep cuts, and it is really, really, really special. And speaking of special things, this is our Thanksgiving special. What we're going to do today is answer a few key Thanksgiving-themed questions. And we also have some of our all-time favorite guests who have been leaving us phone messages or doing quick hits with us, and we'll work those into the podcast as well. But before we do anything, Lily, how are you doing today in the Canary Islands?
I'm good. I also feel the need to toot my own horn a little bit more and say that the birthday message my husband and I sent you this morning was also quite incredible.
Yeah,
we sent you a mini martial arts video.
This is a wild birthday so far.
I mean, I put it this way. Well, I have one more trick up my sleeve to one up everyone's presents. Not to be revealed just yet, because I don't ruin the surprise while we record. But let's just say I got something planned that is going to destroy all your other gifts.
Sure. But up until this point, at 7:46 p.m. my time,
you're in the lead?
I'm in the lead.
Lily's, it's not
a race, but I'm in the lead.
It's always a competition.
Put it this way, it's not a competition, but I enjoy you all competing because no matter what, I win. Because I get such good presents. All right. With that in mind, we've been asking our guests two really important pop culture questions. Lily, for our first segment, how about you ask the first one to the group?
What do you wish for Shai on his 40th birthday? What would be your pop culture wish for Shai?
Okay, I have it. Are you ready?
Yes.
My pop culture wish for Shai on his 40th birthday is that the new Star Wars movie opening credits, just before the opening titles, there's a special message from J.J. Abrams, and he gets up, just like black background, close up on his face, and he apologizes and admits to the failure of what The Last Jedi is, and says, I am here for you to make amends on behalf of the trash that is Rian Johnson and that movie. This one's for you. That's my pop wish for you.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Hi, Will.
Hi.
Did you email Shoshana for her birthday?
I called her and I texted. I'm on top of it. Thank you.
I emailed
I think
her.
it's really funny, Shai, how you feel like you need to remind Ilana to call Shoshana.
Josh and I play a game. Well, no, I mean, I always remember Shoshana's birthday because in Madame Levy's class in second grade, me, her, and Brian Benedict all sat at the same table, and our birthdays are all within a few days of each other.
Okay, I feel like there's no Jewish kid with that name.
Brian Benedict?
No, there really is.
Yeah, that's a made-up person. I've never heard that name from any of your friend groups.
All of a sudden, I can't recall who that was, but I recall the name. I can't put a face.
Yeah, because you probably saw it on like a TV show where that's like a detective or something. Because that's not a person that we went to school with.
All right, Ilana. All right, Ilana, veteran of our Money Heist
She's still
episode.
laughing.
We have two important questions for you for our Thanksgiving holiday special. Lily, take it away.
What, since Shai is we never asked Shai how he's doing, but he knows like he's still the most important person in our family because our parents like him the best. Everything secretly
you do
about
constantly
him.
remind him of such.
Yes, and so he would like to know, what is your pop culture wish for him for his 40th birthday, which is on Wednesday, which by the time this airs, he'll be past his birthday, but for his 40th year. A pop culture wish.
This is a really easy one, and I think you and Becky will both be happy that it's a little bit of a gift for you guys, too.
Okay, that's always a good plus. Yes.
My wish for Shai on his birthday is an amazing new Star Wars movie. And
that is actually not something I thought of. So.
For you and the rest of the listeners also.
So we don't have to hear
him bitch and moan.
Right. At this point, it's only because I just like don't want him to have to go to more therapy about it. Like I just want it to be good for his sake.
I wish that for me too. And I will say, I don't know if you guys have Disney Plus, but The Mandalorian is pretty awesome. And that, I wouldn't say it saved Star Wars because it doesn't have to do with the main saga, but it is. When you watch it, you're like, how hard would it have been for them to do this with Star Wars? So I highly get that Disney Plus subscription.
All right, I'm glad to get the plug for Disney Plus.
I am grateful for that. That is a great wish. I wonder if we're asking a lot of people this question. I wonder how many people will come up with that answer.
Most people.
The same thing. I was wondering if there would be a lot of repeat wishes for you.
And in a more general sense, for you in this last year or so of your life, what pop culture item are you most thankful for?
Oh, do I got to pick just one?
I mean, you can pick more than one because far be it
That's usually how I like to do things.
I know. I was going to say I'm going to pull a Lily and pick a lot of things. Okay, first and foremost, that was a gift from the heavens.
What? I didn't hear what you said.
You're going through a tunnel.
BH 90210.
Oh, well, that's really true.
And I'm really
such a good one
to hear that it wasn't renewed.
What?
I
didn't know that. This is breaking news.
Sorry. I know. I texted Shai. I didn't text you to tell you that.
Oh my God! It's like the prophecy of their own show came true. They almost got canceled at the end of their show.
Well, they probably also wanted they all probably wanted a lot more money, and they couldn't afford to continue the show.
Dummies.
That's entirely possible.
That
but
so
yeah,
good.
Real dummies. I so enjoyed that, and I'm really sad that we won't be getting any more of that. I am also really thankful for Schitt's Creek, which I discovered in part thanks to you guys, and we plowed through it.
How good is it?
Finished it the other night, and I'm a little sad that we finished it, and I feel like I should have savored the end longer. And,
I'm saving. I'm savoring it.
I haven't finished whatever the last season I have that's available. I haven't finished it yet because I know that there's only one more coming, so I'm purposefully not.
Me
up
too.
To date.
Alexis and David
are
my
that,
spirit animals.
Like once I start, I gotta get through it all. Like I'm not patient enough. So, but now I have a little bit of regret for doing that. But yes, that was most enjoyable. And as a side note, my brother recently moved out to LA, and he told me that he took an exercise class, and Eugene Levy was next to him in the class.
Oh my God, that is a reason to move to Los Angeles. Wow. What kind of exercise class was this?
I don't know, some sort of like a high-intensity
spinning?
something or other.
Wow.
I'm not
like some Orange Theory? Like some Orange Theory? Like some rowing and starving yourself?
I don't think it was Orange Theory, but something in that vein.
I also feel like that's an exercise thing you're making up. What is that? What is
Orange
this new
Theory?
thing?
No, that's a thing. Well, you don't have that in Spain. You could
no,
open the first
I've heard of
it involves getting up
bar
early.
method and the boot camps. Allie's always going to bar method. I'm like, do you get a drink there? What is that? Bar method.
another
they give you
bar.
Cocktails? Jeez, it just seems like being gluttons for punishment. But anyways, that is amazing.
Those are all amazing things. Thank you.
Okay, wait, I'm not done.
There's more.
Keep going. Keep going.
I got two more things.
That's awesome.
I'm very into and very grateful for my discovery of Hebrew television.
You're watching like Shtisel?
Well, I didn't love Shtisel, but I did watch.
Really? Because apparently people love it.
I know, it's a little slow for me and like also a little hard to relate. Not really my
So you're watching like
watching
deep cut
Srugim.
Hebrew shows. Oh, Srugim. That's like Friends, right? No. Is it like Friends?
Yeah. It's like sort of like the modern Orthodox version of Friends.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
that sounds
very enjoyable. I really liked it. I really enjoyed Fauda. I really enjoyed When Heroes Fly.
Oh, Fauda! I could not watch that. That was like Fauda was so intense. I watched.
It's very intense.
Like 2 episodes, and I know Israelis, like Israeli Americans, that really, really like it. I have a lot of friends that watched it. But that was too much, too intense for me. But where are you watching all of these shows?
They're all on Netflix, either Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Robbie Praz scooping up all the Israeli TV shows.
Yeah, but I don't
know
if they get them in Netflix Spain because there's no Jews in Spain. Who wants to watch you?
Yeah, nobody.
So, maybe I don't get those shows.
In the entire state of North Carolina watching them too.
Having gone to a Hebrew-based school for 15 years, I don't know how long we were all in Hebrew day school. Do you watch the English? Do you read with the English subtitles, or do you just listen to the Hebrew?
Oh no, I absolutely need the subtitles.
Yeah, Shai, like
if it's too fast, it's
really
too
fast.
much like vernacular that like we didn't. We learned. I feel like we learned like school Hebrew, not like TV Hebrew.
Slang.
I mean, it's getting better. My Hebrew's getting better, definitely, and I'm picking up more. But I still need. It's like from Casa de Papel. I needed the subtitles, even though I speak Spanish. It's like
sure,
you really
TV.
Too much if you don't have them.
TV is the ultimate like test. I feel like because even like a movie has a pace, but TV people talk super super fast.
Yeah.
Shai, you watch with subtitles in English. What are you giving her shit about subtitles?
That's fair. I have to watch like The Last Kingdom with subtitles, but I've also been watching. I watched The Mandalorian with subtitles just to know who the different characters are. Because that guy doesn't. You can't see his mouth move because he's always in the helmet.
Oh, good point. Good point. And then finally, one last thing. I'm grateful for you guys and your awesome podcast because I'm so enjoyed listening to you and feeling like part of the family.
That's very sweet.
Thank you.
That is very, very sweet of you.
So much. Well,
I'm also very grateful for this podcast.
Hi, this is Alon, and my 40th birthday wish for Shai is that he fulfill his destiny and become a featured wrestler on either WWE or the local bootleg cable news affiliate, introducing himself as the Pancake, whose signature move is conflict resolution, discussion, and eventually collaborating on a high-quality iPad animation. My thankfulness for 2019 pop culture is the Fred Willard sketch from I Think You Should Leave, where he plays the song He Layeth on High, which is about a big baby duck who gets his head stuck in a stewed tomato, which brought me levels of extreme satisfaction and joy that I hadn't experienced maybe since early Simpsons seasons. So happy birthday, Shai. Love you. And I'll see you in the ring.
How about you, Lily? What is your wish for me?
Well,
other than an original song written by my sisters and dear friend and amazing musician Rachel Levitin, which is a pretty amazing gift you guys got me.
This was revealed on our quick call to Howie, but my number one pop culture birthday wish for you is that REM does a comeback tour, or like a get back together tour, anniversary tour, or concert, or charity concert, or anything where they publicly will perform together that I can get you tickets for your birthday. That would be my wish.
That would be amazing. I would say for me, all of those things are amazing wishes, and I accept all of them.
And Baby Yoda emojis, am I right?
I would say like
Baby Yoda emojis.
I would say
to make
coming
lives
in
a little better.
I would say
oh my
coming
God,
in right.
I want Baby Yoda to be real. I just want one of him so badly.
I think coming in right under the wire in terms of a good sign around my birthday is Baby Yoda. So I think my pop culture wish is simply that they don't blow it with Baby Yoda. That Baby Yoda, however it's developed, continues to be something that is awesome and amazing and exciting for Star Wars fans, that doesn't tear down the universe that we love, but only builds on and enriches the universes that we love. So that's my pop culture wish.
We're actually on the way out the door, I think.
Well, can we ask you two quick questions?
Sure. 2 questions is fine.
Lily, shoot.
For Shai's magical 40th birthday, what pop culture gift would you like to gift to him? Like, would you wish for him on his birthday?
I feel like an REM reunion tour.
Ooh.
Oh, that was mine. That was mine, damn it.
And touring with Bruce Hornsby sitting in on the keys.
Okay, you just one up me. I was going to say REM getting back together, but that's pretty good.
I will say, it feels further and further every day, but I would love to see the original 4 dudes go on tour. All right, now our other question is, what pop culture thing are you most thankful for, or things are you most thankful for in the last year? Because our other phone call people are not saying just one if they have more than one, so I can't enforce.
There's been a lot of new music that I've been listening to this year. I really keep coming back to this record by Lucy Dacus called Historian, but I don't recommend listening to it unless you're ready to cry, because it's pretty sad. And on the TV show front, I just recently enjoyed the whole Righteous Gemstones first season. I know you guys were talking about them. That was a fun escape for me.
Cool.
Awesome. All right.
I still haven't seen that. I got to watch that.
All right. Well, thank you, Howie. We are thankful for you and for you doing this phone call, even though you have to go.
We're so thankful for you.
All right. I'm thankful for you guys and your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's the other pop culture thing I'm thankful for. Friday night movie.
That's what Ilana said. It's just going to look like we called people just to get compliments.
We don't get enough, so you know. Howie, thanks a lot. All right, give everybody hugs for us.
All right, take care, guys.
Later.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, Josh. The man with the complaints is here, but today we're going to ask you to be thankful and wish for
a shtickle. Just a little complaint.
Yeah, but first,
Can I be complaining too?
Well, you get to say what you're not thankful to for Thanksgiving, but first, Lily has the question, the special question for this year in my 40th year.
Josh, for Shai's 40th birthday, what pop culture wish do you have for him on this special day?
So this is like the easiest thing to answer, and that is that Rise of the Skywalker topples The Last Jedi in satisfaction.
That is the correct answer.
That is the answer
there
most
can be
given.
Nothing else. And also the return of Jay and Silent Bob, but you know.
Eventually we'll get to see it, but it's not playing in theaters. It's so hard to find. And now, what pop culture things are you most and least thankful for in 2019?
All right. So pop culture things that I am most thankful for. I think most recently I am thankful for
The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. I think that is an
also the correct answer.
Definitely the correct answer.
And also at the same time, thankful that not Kathleen Turner is leaving the franchise.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy is leaving the franchise.
Give me a second.
Only good things can come from that.
Is she's not leaving the franchise?
No, she is leaving. She's leaving in 2021.
She is leaving.
Josh is happy that she's out because she killed the shared universe of the books, and that was something I know you liked and was really good, right?
Yeah, and they've stolen like some of the best parts of it, but not done it as well. And also, like she did the Rian Johnson thing, and that's just and Solo, and you guys know I hate both of those things. Although she did give us The Mandalorian and Rogue One, so. And
what are you least thankful for in general then, or was that you're also least? That was your thankful. What are we actually not thankful for?
Oh, I've got a list of like least thankful things. All right. I am least thankful for being sucked back into Jack Ryan yet again, even though I told you guys what a flaming pile of poop the first one was.
How did you get sucked back in?
I don't know. Amazon, they just advertise it so much, and then Danielle and I can't agree on any shows to watch. So now we're like bitterly watching it, although Dan walks out halfway every time.
So then you're stuck watching the rest of the episode?
Correct. I'm stuck watching it. I am least thankful for the length of some of these movies that we've watched. So I pulled back up a series of texts that I had with Shai around Long Shot. And
interesting.
That movie I think had amazing potential. And if you read the series of texts, which I'm happy to send to you for
Shai liked it, and that made me like it. So interesting.
So the first text I sent to Shai was, "Wow, it's really good so far." And then the next text I sent was, "But this movie should be 90 minutes." And I just paused to look at the time because I thought it was ending, and there's 53 minutes left.
Yeah, Lily...
And then I wrote, wow, there's like eight chapters to this movie. And then I wrote, what is this new chapter? And then I wrote, why is there a bromance fight chapter? And that's kind of what I gave up on this movie. And then I wrote, it was so long.
I don't recommend...
I don't remember, which means she probably fell asleep.
I don't recommend The Irishman.
Lily went to see The Irishman, which is on Netflix, but she went to see it in the theater for 3.5 hours. Because I'm dumb and
live in a place where they don't have movies in English, and it was the only thing playing, and it had a chance to go to the movies, so I took it without looking at the runtime. A dummy.
Well, you guys know my feelings on long Netflix movies. What was that movie that I hated last year that won all the awards?
Roma. Yeah.
Oh, Roma. Oh, the worst movie ever. Good God. And I will say Hobbs and Shaw, which on my last appearance on the podcast, I said the best movie of the year thus far was the preview for it. It's so bad that I turned to Danielle this weekend and said, did we watch Hobbs and Shaw? I literally couldn't remember.
It was so long. It was so long.
Unbelievably long. And so the thing that I'm least thankful for on the whole, after thinking about this, and every week Danielle and I will look for a movie to watch, and there's literally nothing to watch. I think this is probably the worst movie release year on record ever.
So I'm going to say this. Is this like, you mean in terms of like iTunes and stuff like that, or theaters?
No, I'm just looking at Rotten Tomatoes on like the top 25 movies, and I literally can't believe that these are the top 25 movies of the year.
I'm going to give you
two. It's got to be the most barren year.
I'm going to give you two movies that are must watch. Ready or Not, and which we can even watch when you come to visit now because I love that movie, and it's, by the way, 90 minutes long. Ready or Not, and Jojo Rabbit was the best movie I saw all year. It was absolutely amazing. That's a long movie, but that movie is worth being long. That movie is really good. And then another super long movie, but again, I think that sort of earns the right for that is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But that movie is objectively too long as a movie in general. But Ready or Not,
I'm just looking at the top list, and I just can't believe that these are the movies that were released this year. It's just it's a depressing year.
You're gonna have a rough time at the Oscars.
Number 4 movie. Yeah, I don't watch the Oscars for this reason.
Right.
Well, man, we will see.
If the Oscars were real, then fair enough.
Well, man, we will see you soon, and we have to make our next. We're going to make our next holiday phone call. So
Happy
drive safe.
Thanksgiving.
Happy 40th Pop Culture birthday.
All right, see you soon.
Okay, talk to you guys soon.
Later.
Bye.
Hey, Shai, what's up? Happy birthday, man. Just wanted to call in and be part of your guys' holiday extravaganza here, as well as to celebrate your birthday. So you asked me to answer a couple questions for you, and this is what I came up with. My pop culture wish for you for your 40th birthday is to either have a Buckaroo Banzai sequel, which apparently you are very interested in, and not just the sequel, but I want the score to be done by Fish, because I think that's one of your favorite bands, maybe your favorite band. So I think that would be your best, pop culture wish you could get. That, or near the end of the year here, maybe that Cats would actually be good and get good reviews and have a good box office, because I kind of want that as well. So hopefully that works out for both of us. And then the things I wanted to talk about most thankful for 2019, I think I have a lot to talk about there. I know usually I'm kind of the guy that has a reputation about being negative and having a lot of things that I talk bad about, but I think this year has been really great, especially just recently. I've seen a lot of great movies. Ford vs. Ferrari, Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, Lighthouse, The Irishman. I loved all those movies, and we're getting them all recently. They're so good. Still to come, even stuff I'm looking forward to, Star Wars, Knives Out, 1917. And then TV. On the TV front, we have Mandalorian, The Watchmen, Black Mirror, Stranger Things, Barry, all these shows that I love. So I just want to get all the good things out. And then, least thankful for 2019, the only thing I could really think of was the Game of Thrones finale. Was just a letdown for me. Not even just the finale, but the whole season really for me was a little bit subpar and still decent, but probably my biggest letdown of the year. So that's it. I hope I covered what you wanted me to cover for you, and I hope you have a great 40th birthday, buddy.
Here we are with Craig of the Too Takedown podcast, a spinoff of Take Two podcast, a dear friend.
Right, exactly.
A heavyweight of the podcast world, and I would say of the wrestling world. Even if you're not in ring, I would put you up there with, some of the greats like Bruce Pritchard and the Mouth of the South and Bobby Heenan. One of the great talkers of our time.
I feel pretty special to say that, Shai. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, and we're very and we're very thankful for you. Lily and I are here with you right now, and we're going to ask you the key Thanksgiving questions for the special. Lily, fire away with question number one.
My first question is, what pop culture wish do you have for Shai for his 40th birthday?
Ooh, see, that's a hard one. Because I know Shai already has so much in his life. I mean, besides two amazing sisters and wonderful friends like me.
True story.
So it's hard to see what else he needs. But because I know that Shai basically has his children living as if they were in the 80s with what he presents them in television and movies and stuff like that, my pop culture wish would probably be that all of Disney Plus is just introduced to Shai's children throughout his new 40th year, because
we're just going to hit.
That's what he's going to do the entire 2019 and 2020.
We're going to
make them watch cartoons he watched as a kid.
We're going to hit all the Disney afternoon. We're going to hit the... So just before we get into the show, okay, buy, rent, or meh, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Gummy Bears. Go.
That's like picking between my three favorite Friday Night Movie podcast hosts. You know that.
Yeah, but...
So, I'm going to have to say buy Darkwing, because that is by far my favorite. And then I got to go rent DuckTales, and then meh, Gummy Bears. Because Gummy Bears at least was a little more childish.
It was childish, but if you go back and watch it now, you actually see how dark the Duke of whatever that Duke guy was. And
yes.
I'm not sure they could reboot it today. But all right.
I imagine that your life is pretty much going to be your kids coming home from school now, and you force them to watch these cartoons as if they're normal Disney afternoon cartoons like you had to watch every day.
Oh yeah, I say stuff like that all the time. Like in my day, we had no commercials. We just watched what was on. And
watch what was on.
The second question is, what are you most, and I would say least thankful for in 2019 pop culture?
For myself, and this is probably just because I am and was and always have been a giant nerd, what is coming on the CW this holiday season with their Crisis of Infinite Earth, where everything I've ever loved about superhero television is pretty much coming together into one giant 5-part epic series. I have to say that's probably one of the things I'm most thankful for, at least in the immediate that I can think of, because it's insane how much is going to be happening with all the different characters coming back, all the different heroes coming back from canceled shows, from old shows, from new shows. It's going to be enormous. And even though I know Lily cares nothing about it, I'm still thankful for it.
I mean, that's not entirely accurate. I mean,
right?
I don't know what you're talking about as a bigger issue.
I think of all the shows we're talking about, Lily would like Arrow. That would be my.
I've not heard great things. I know Lanz might kill me, but
no, Arrow's great.
Arrow was really good.
That's what I've heard.
Really good. There's like a few seasons in there that you can just kind of pretend didn't happen.
There's a lot of him schlepping around Eastern Europe that is not so much fun.
Oh yeah, a lot of that. A lot of Russian speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. And what about least thankful for?
Least thankful for, and this is probably seems very ironic because I do host a weekly wrestling show, but I'm least thankful for all of the wrestling that I now have to watch on a weekly basis to host that show. Because even though I love wrestling and I love everything that's WWE and the new AEW, which I'm glad of, it adds up to about 10 hours of wrestling a week.
Holy!
Yeah, Lily, there were two shows that they had to watch
for 1 hour. Yeah.
They now have to watch 4 shows a week.
Wow, that wrestling's that popular? Jeez.
It is. There's 3 2-hour shows and then 1 3+ hour show, and that's just like what's available normally, not counting all the other stuff from like other countries and smaller things that we used to watch all the time and talk about, but we just can't now because we don't have enough time in our lives to attempt to watch all of that.
And then the pay-per-views and all that.
That's probably a weird
thing. Well, Craig, we are deeply thankful. I am deeply thankful for our friendship and for the Take Two Takedown and the Take Two podcast. Thank you so much for doing the special with us. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Because we all have to say that not only am I thankful for everything I said, but you providing us with the greatest Take Two Takedown promo in history with Fruit of the Barber Geese Cave, of course, has to be mentioned because it's amazing.
Will you be gathering your whole family around the Thanksgiving table to watch that before you carve the turkey?
Numerous times. Yeah.
That's amazing. So Lanz, the legend, are the third sister in the Friday Night movie of the Friday Night movie siblings, or unless you argue that I'm the third sister. Lily, was it Becky? Which one of you called me your maid of honor at your wedding?
My wedding.
Oh yeah, Lily's wedding. I was the maid of honor, or the matron of honor, because Becky. But you're here. We're so thankful for you. So thankful to get to talk to you on my actual birthday. We have a couple of key questions for the special for you.
So, dear Lanz, for Shai's 40th birthday, what pop culture wish do you have for him?
Oh, I wish for Shai's 40th that him and I get to go to a Fish concert together.
Oh,
wow.
That is amazing.
Lanz, that is a great answer. Since I've already been to several Fish shows with Shai, I will let you have this one. Go right ahead. It's a lot of fun.
I'll take it.
It's a lot of fun. That's awesome. That's a great wish.
We'll do some West Coast Fish if they do it this summer. If they're West Coast this summer, I will come and we will go. It will be amazing.
Perfect. All right.
All right. And now, what pop culture things this year are you most and least thankful for?
Ooh. Most thankful for. Well, I'm most thankful for my Goldnerd family because it brought me to you and your family.
Oh, thank you.
Always most thankful for the Goldbergs. I'm thankful for all the ships this year. It was like a plethora of good shipping My couples are all thriving right now. So I'm really thankful for all of my couples.
Blaney's been properly resolved on Schooled. Like, we know that's not
thank God.
That's not messed up. Thank goodness.
Yeah, and like all my other shows, you know, Betty and Jug on Riverdale, they're all solid. Felicity on Arrow's solid.
And in real life, apparently. So that's
oh yeah. Oh, thank God. That honestly, I am most thankful that Lily Reinhart and Cole Sprouse are still together. Like, screw everything else. That's my number one priority.
You just want them to be happy. You want them to be happy.
I just want them to be happy. I'm least thankful for, oh man, people who hate on Taylor Swift. I think it's time we stop hating on her and like getting down on her for winning awards, or if people think she doesn't deserve it or not. Like, I'm just tired of Taylor Swift hate in 2019.
It is a little much. At pretty much every turn of her career where she has won and dominated, she has been hated on since she was like a teenager, right? Like, this is a
for
thing.
The past 10 years, this whole decade, she's been hated on at some capacity, whether it's her personal life or whether it's her business antics or, you know, dealing with ex-label people that just will not let her live. I'm just over it.
Or I would say people who are not giving Cats the movie, which looks like a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned, a proper chance.
Honestly, yes.
Did you see the new trailer? The new trailer looks amazing.
Really good. I'm like super excited for it.
I saw the new trailer on the big screen when we went to see Charlie's Angels, which, by the way, has a Lily Reinhart cameo.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
And it just looks awesome on the big screen. Anyway, Tom Hooper, he's got an Oscar. He did Les Miserables also. He might know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Let's give the guy a chance.
Trust the process, people. So, yeah, I'm just tired of any hate reflected towards Taylor Swift. It's over.
Okay. I accept that. Let the girl live.
What pop culture item, thing, event, or series of things are you most thankful for in 2019?
Okay, I have two. I'll go first because there was a moment of silence. I took my chance to get in there. I would say I'm going to go with a quick three. One is you guys' podcast because, hello, it's amazing. Two, All-Star Comic-Con was very special.
That was really
fun. Three of us together.
Doing our first big con together.
And got to meet Mike and Kevin. Got to meet Brian and
Tony.
Some of the Tony and some of the I was going to say the Take-Two guys. And we got to meet Ming Chen and so many really cool people. And just like putting face to the voices of what it is to podcast. So that was an awesome pop culture thing for me. And coming in at third, but definitely not least. And I want to thank Shai, also you, for this. Even though I had always guessed this was going to be amazing, but I could never have fully believed it. Absolutely 100% very grateful for Schitt's Creek. I feel like, and I'm not being jokey. I honestly have to say that like I've had some rough patches. I feel like this year, a bit of a roller coaster year for me personally, and I feel like that show has really been there for me. And it's honestly like been just very serendipitous.
Following those people on Instagram is actually stressing me out because I'm so hyper aware that show is ending.
It just ended, exactly. I haven't paid attention to any of the fact that it's ended. I don't want to know. I'm watching it very carefully, and I'm giving it enough time so that I can just start from the beginning, and I often don't watch shows twice, but that show has been amazing. I love that show so much. Very thankful.
All right, how about you, Beck?
Well, I don't want to repeat Lily's items, which are all fabulous, and I do completely agree. So I'm going to, a couple different ones. For me is, first of all, becoming a Grammy award-winning songwriter. I mean, we haven't won our
Grammy.
But Becky and I have talked about it several times. We're like, so what you're saying is, like, if Taylor Swift can do it,
and I feel like now we know what it's like, and I'm like, okay, well. I've had a taste, and quite like it. And I can see this new burgeoning pop culture career for us. So I think, becoming like a big famous songwriter has been pretty cool. I mean, or we will be. That was my first one. And my other great pop culture moment, again, more of a personal one, is the way that I'm watching food TV shows programming evolve on streaming services. And this is like, it's really, like, Schitt's Creek is your happy place. I agree, love it. But for me, watching food shows, and I've had so many satisfying food-related cooking shows, and there's so many of them, and I'm really...
What are your top ones? I know British Baking is a big
Great
deal.
British Baking Show. And then I just watched, I hadn't seen it before, but I finally just watched Ugly Delicious.
I feel like I asked you about that show before.
So good. It was so interesting. It was so well done. I loved it. So it was one that I really just had so much fun with. You know, when I wanted something a little bit lighter, there was the Chef Show, and then
Nailed It. You got me into Nailed It.
I do like a little Nailed It here and there. I can't do like too many eps, but when they have a good guest star, like Manzukis has another episode for this this season. I haven't even watched it.
He's allergic. So that like really brings the stakes up.
Yeah,
he's allergic to eggs, right?
I just feel like for me, I'm sure there's like also a lot of really bad food programming out there, but there are so many good shows at the same time where it's not just like instructional cooking shows. And then my third pop culture thing is again a little bit niche, but how the ASM artist community is really flourishing and getting their due. I'm just saying, like, the YouTube ASM artists, which is what we call them.
Really?
That
is what we call them?
That is what they're called, ASM artists, are really becoming more mainstream and acceptable, and I don't have to hide my love for ASMR anymore. So, just saying. That's been another little pop culture.
Allie's like all over it.
Oh, yeah. I could watch this one lady unpack her groceries all day.
Oh, the other night, Allie couldn't sleep, I guess, and I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm like, why does it just sound like somebody left like the water on and is talking? And what's going on here? And then I asked her in the morning,
turned me on to that lady who talks about the bargains. And you can get these pistachios for a great deal at the supermarket.
Yeah.
And I will say, speaking of that, our cousin, Ashley Yore, is on HSN, and Becky and I both watched her in the middle of the day in the Home Shopping Network, and that's borderline that was the most relaxing thing I've ever watched. I just want to watch her sell duck boots till the end of time.
All day. Yeah.
Everyone who has a television, you have the Home Shopping Network, get on there, follow Ashley Yore, buy stuff when she's on. Because I almost bought like duck boots for a whole bunch of different people.
It's a good deal.
But then I couldn't do it because like there's only so much. I'm an impulse buyer. I probably shouldn't be allowed to watch that network, but you know.
No.
My pop culture things that I'm thankful for. Well, there's Obz's, Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda to me is not. It doesn't solve all of my Star Wars dilemmas. But what it does is it's a new hope, if you will, to use the pun. It's a reminder to me that, like, for all of the fatalism that I had about The Last Jedi, there are people like Jon Favreau and Taika Waititi who can dig into something and find the right tone and mix of like love and creativity and bring it back, and that people like me have to like lighten up. Like, even since I've seen Baby Yoda appear on television, I'm like, The Last Jedi was terrible, but, it's not the end of the world, which is like, I think major growth for me in the last year of my life. And so it's just a reminder that, creative, amazing people can do creative things that save the stuff you love. I'm also Schitt's Creek for sure. And then this is more of like a recommendation than I would say what I'm grateful for. But yeah, I'm going to say I'm grateful for this pop culture moment, because growing up, going to see movies with mom and dad is truly one of the most fun things that you could ever do. And last night, the night before my birthday, just the three of us went out to a movie. Mom and dad didn't even ask questions about what it was. I said, I'm getting us tickets to Jojo Rabbit. You guys should come. We went down to the theater. We sat in the reclining chairs together, and we watched a movie that had just, if you've seen the previews, looks totally absurd. This absurd take on World War II with Taika Waititi playing an imaginary Hitler. It was absolutely the best movie I saw this year. It was the most original thing I've seen in a long time, and the acting was completely off the charts. And if folks are not talking about this movie seriously for awards, they are insane. I respect the work that was done in The Joker, even if I didn't like that movie, so I'm not against that movie winning awards. But now having seen something so original and so, again, it's gripping. That I got as close to crying as I've gotten in a movie in a long time. In that movie.
Whoa.
Yeah, that movie is a laugh-out-loud hilarious comedy, but it also punches you in the gut. And
wow. Now, can I ask you a question? Now, both movies are dealing with dark subject matters, right? I imagine. You're not going to really talk about Hitler and World War II, I mean, without that being quite dark, even if it is comedic. When we talk about, like, original, I don't know, I guess without ruining anything revealing, can you talk about that approach to dealing with the dark subject matter, one versus the other, or at least in JoJo?
What's really interesting about Jojo Rabbit is that it is really viewed mostly through the eyes of the children in a way that it is almost as if you're watching not a cartoon, but like at times like a very, very strange kids show. Not like, but that, I mean, it even, or a play. I mean, at times it really feels like a play. And the acting is absolutely superb, but then in the moments where it is going to be serious, it is really serious. And the young man who is in the movie, I want to make sure I get his name right, because it's one of those like triple name things. Something Roman Davis. What's his name? This young kid, first thing that he's listed in on IMDb, so I don't know if he's done other acting in his life, but I haven't seen a kid perform that like that ever. He's just absolutely Roman Griffin Davis. That's it, Roman Griffin Davis. Absolutely pitch perfect performance. But I think it's the use of dark humor, but it's not the use of. At first, it feels like, because you know his other work, you're like, oh, this is him, like vampires eating people and it being funny, kind of like Crazy Darkness. But he takes this subject matter really seriously. He's dealing with World War II, and he's dealing with children gripping with World War II. And that is not forgotten. And if anything, he kind of brings you back around and really takes you to a special, difficult but very special place.
I'm so excited to see it. I love him. I love his work. I think it's such an original take on storytelling, and I'm fascinated by him.
That's the exact way I would describe it. It's original. I mean, I know it's based on a book, but it's truly an original thing, original experience.
So cool.
Can I just quickly say something I'm not thankful for?
Oh yeah,
not
yeah.
In the spirit of the holiday?
We definitely want to talk about the pop culture.
Okay.
We're not.
I'm just going to quickly say.
It's hugely important.
Just briefly, I'm not thankful for giving Martin Scorsese the benefit of the doubt because I'm just going to say this. I'm not afraid to say it. Martin Scorsese. Hi, Kettle. You're black. You don't go in public and trash Marvel movies and everything they stand for when you then make a movie that is every scene you shot, like you decided not to hire an editor, so it's 3.5 hours long.
So it's like
you put in all the scenes.
Left out.
Nothing's been left out. You put in all the scenes. Almost nothing happens in your movie. So I get that there's a lot of action in Marvel movies, but the counterpoint isn't to not do anything in your movie. And then have it released in the movie theater for 3 days and then put it on fucking Netflix for people to watch on their phones. And then you stand on your high horse like you're cinema's greatest gift. I find it infuriating. And I feel like... I feel like a dum-dum. I didn't realize it was a Netflix movie and that it was going to be on Netflix. And so when Shai texts me, "Oh, you're going to that movie? It's going to be on Netflix, you dumb dummy." And I was like, "Well, is it?" And then I realized, oh shit! But it wasn't at that time, right? I went to see it before it was released.
Oh, good.
Is it on now?
That advanced screening.
I got that advanced screening. It's on today. Happy birthday,
on
Shai!
Netflix today.
I know what you're doing tonight on your birthday. Watching Joe Pesci and De Niro have digitally enhanced young conversations with each other.
What?
Just go watch Goodfellas or any other movie. So,
wow.
Yeah, the things that like De Niro, Pacino, Pesci are phenomenal. You could watch them read the telephone book. They are amazing. Like, that is not the issue. Probably like Joaquin and the Joker.
And I'm sure there's so much craftsmanship in it, but I feel like it gets to the point where it's only craftsmanship.
15 minutes and tell me if there's something I'm missing. Like, I have to tell you, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was 3 hours. There's like a lull where you can pee. You know, you can go pee. You're like, okay, where's this going? And maybe that lull's like 30 seconds. And then I felt gripped the whole time. Not riveted, but gripped. And then the last, the denouement of the film, if you will, it's a good fancy word. I was riveted in Once Upon a Time and did not care that it was 3 hours.
No, and he's releasing some like 5-hour version or something.
Oh God, everyone's so self-indulgent.
Seriously. In this movie, guys, I was like, oh, okay, Scorsese, but it's 2.5. I made such the mistake of not looking at the runtime. I was like, I'm not going to look at anything. I'm just going to go to the movies like the old days. Scorsese,
back at like 2
a.m.
or something?
Oh, God, 1 o'clock in the morning. We went out at 8 p.m. It cost me like €1,000 to have a babysitter do that pile of shit that's on Netflix. I cannot tell you how annoyed I was. The worst is that I was like, these actors are just so brilliant and so good. And yet, the story, I don't know. It just was too long. Not much happens. I don't know. And I just felt like, Shai said, you said recently, right? Like Scorsese has good movies as he has not great movies, right? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on him. I'm not saying his movies are, like, this is my opinion. I'm not saying...
I mean, The Departed is fantastic, but I kept sitting there being like, why aren't I watching The Departed? Sitting here. Jesus. And self-indulgent is the word. Like, it's got 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. People are, like, hailing it as a masterpiece.
I don't believe the critics are Rotten Tomatoes anymore. I don't doubt that the information that's going in there is what people wanted to...
Forward, you'll watch it on 2.5 speed, and you'll let me know.
So that's a movie that should be done in 2.5 speed?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Or you know what? He should have made a TV show. It would have been a great TV show with Hoffa and
like
the gangster
Billy.
Another Hoffa movie.
He's a character in it, but it's about the gangsters of Philadelphia, like the mafia of Philadelphia. Great, cool, whatever, but not a movie. No.
Well,
not
I will say, I don't know about you, Beck, but things I am not thankful for in pop culture, I would say I'm not thankful for the people who hate on movies before the trailer comes out, specifically Cats the Musical.
I think it happened when the trailer came out and they were like, what size are those cats? Big? Are they small? What is happening here?
I'm just saying that...
How big are these cats? Are they supposed to be actual cat-sized cats?
I don't know. I saw a preview in the theater before we saw Charlie's Angels the other day, which was a lot of fun, a fun movie. And I'm excited, and I think that this is just people are grinding an axe without seeing something, and I think people should give things a chance.
Oh, well.
I love your bag.
Well, when you put it that way, you're really going to convince the masses. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think there's something to be said about the bandwagon trends of loving something or hating something or giving something, critical acclaim, and you watch and you're like, I don't get it. Like, why was this such a big deal? What am I not grateful for? The way that streaming is what I'm not grateful for is all of the streaming services. It's too much. I'm ready for the next phase where you just figure out how to get them all in one place. I can't handle it. I'm just
bring back
already like back when it was just TV.
like, I'm not ready to be like, oh, like trapped just in old-fashioned television.
No, but like you could turn on a TV and they're all there,
but
and you could
so
like,
many
pay one cable fee.
Quibi, and why are all these great shows coming out on it?
Quibi looks pretty amazing.
Right. So now I got a Quibi. I got a Quibi. I got a Disney Plus. I got an Apple, which I definitely don't care about. I got Netflix, and then my Apple TV. All of a sudden, like the other streaming services don't work well on it, and we can't tell if it's like an update we can't figure out how to do, or they're sabotaging
no, they're all
Netflix.
sabotaging each other.
So like now we can't even watch Netflix off our Apple TV, and we got to stream things from different devices and Chromecast, and
this is getting out of hand.
Get a Chromecast and a Roku, because they're the ones that don't. Yeah, get those, because.
But then I have to play it from my phone, and honestly, by 9 o'clock when I go sit on the couch to watch TV, my phone doesn't have battery left. Now I got to have my.
Just so you know, Roku now has
this is ridiculous.
Roku now has the Apple TV app, so you can see everything in your iTunes on Roku.
So then by the time I sit down to pick something, I'm like, it's just too much of a hassle.
Becky,
also, I'm gonna
I know you're having an exciting day. I know what your present is.
And I'm also saying
you're
it's
getting
not
a
fair
Roku
that some
right
streaming...
now. I'm ordering
that's
Roku.
sweet, Shai. That's so sweet. But I'm going to jump on your bandwagon, and I'm going to say it's not fair that some streaming services are available in some countries and others not. What the hell? Can't we just be borderless?
For you, it's like a human rights thing, is what you're saying.
It is. It is a human rights issue. Thank you very much. Hulu is Quibi not going to be available here?
Sidebar: people who actually handle human rights issues don't. Please ignore what was just said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. That is true. It was a terrible.
It's a pop culture,
and we apologize.
I mean, we apologize, but we're also allowed to facetious and exaggerate and use hyperbole.
I'm just making sure people know that.
Right, we are not bad.
We're not bad people, but there are, let's say, pop culture rights issues, and I will say that it is BS.
Okay, so it's not human rights. That's fair. You're saying they are pop culture rights.
Pop culture rights. That if you're going to have Hulu for
that affect human beings,
exactly, better wording, semantics. The point is that I just don't think it's even fair that then you're going to have multiple services with great shows coming out, and then not everybody can watch them. So that's shitty.
You have been listening to the Friday Night Movie Podcast. Thanks so much for being a part of our Pottern family. Remember to listen and subscribe to the show everywhere that you get your podcasts, and of course, follow us on social media at Fry Night Movie on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks again for listening.
Country night.